How to fix FC26. EXE exited unexpectedly exit code 0Xffffffff. Welcome back to Teknobalta. During our recent technical analysis of the latest football simulation release, the Teknobalta team encountered a critical launch failure. We discovered that the EA Javelin anti-cheat system aggressively blocks the game, throwing an obscure error in the Windows event viewer. Our diagnostics isolated the specific fault as the game crashing immediately upon initialization, logging the exact code 0Xffffff. We rigorously tested multiple environments to develop a definitive troubleshooting protocol for this exact failure. Teknobalta's first line of defense involves clearing the EA App cache, as corrupted temporary files frequently interrupt the authentication handshake. Navigate to the EA App Settings menu, select the Help section, and execute the App Recovery tool to purge these cached files. If the cache clear fails to resolve the launch sequence, our testing showed that a complete reinstallation of the launcher is necessary. Uninstall the EA app entirely from your system settings, download the latest installer from the official website, and deploy it fresh. During our investigation, we identified that the EA Javelin anti-cheat module itself often becomes corrupted during routine updates. Navigate to the game installation directory, locate the installer executable for the anti-cheat system, and run the repair or reinstall function directly. Our team discovered that expired or misconfigured digital certificates attached to the game files will trigger this exact exit code. Right-click the executable file, access the Properties menu, navigate to the Digital Signatures tab, and manually reinstall the security certificates. Modern anti-cheat systems require strict hardware-level security, and our hardware team confirmed that disabling Secure Boot guarantees a launch failure. Restart your machine into the BIOS or UEFI settings, and verify that Secure Boot is actively enabled under the security parameters. When superficial fixes fail, Teknobalta recommends initiating a completely clean installation of the game to ensure absolute file integrity. Wipe the current installation entirely from your storage drive and redownload the entire package to eliminate any deeply embedded corrupted assets. After extensive trial and error in the Teknobalta labs, we uncovered the ultimate solution that successfully bypasses the launch crash. The root cause is a severe conflict between the game software and background processes, running invisibly on the operating system. To execute this definitive fix, press the Windows key and type the System Configuration command to open the utility. This built-in Windows tool allows you to directly manipulate exactly which services and programs are allowed to boot alongside your operating system. Navigate directly to the Services tab located at the top of the System Configuration window. It is absolutely critical that you check the box labeled Hide All Microsoft Services at the bottom to prevent disabling vital operating system functions. Once the essential Microsoft services are safely hidden from view, you will be left with a list of third-party background applications. Click the Disable All button to temporarily suspend these extra processes, which our analysis proved are causing the anti-cheat collision. Apply the new configuration settings and confirm the changes by clicking the OK button at the bottom of the window. Promptly restart your computer to initialize the clean boot environment, ensuring no third-party software interferes with the game launch. Upon returning to the desktop in this restricted state, launch the EA app and boot the game. Our internal testing confirmed that executing this precise sequence completely eliminates the crash and successfully loads the main menu. Now that the game is functional, you must systematically identify which specific background service was causing the critical failure. Return to the System Configuration tool and re-enable your third-party services in small batches, restarting your PC after each batch to test the game. Through this rigorous process of elimination, you will eventually isolate the exact software conflicting with the anti-cheat system. Once identified, keep that specific service permanently disabled or uninstall the offending application entirely to ensure long-term stability. As an additional layer of optimization, our technical team advises forcing the launcher to operate with the highest possible system permissions. Always right-click the shortcut and select Run as Administrator to prevent Windows from bottlenecking the anti-cheat initialization process. We also observed that overly aggressive network security protocols can occasionally block the required telemetry data from reaching the authentication servers. Open your Windows Defender Firewall settings and manually add an inbound exception rule for the main executable file. Finally, our display diagnostics team recommends disabling full-screen optimizations to prevent rendering conflicts during the initial boot sequence. Access the Compatibility tab in the Executable Properties and check the corresponding box to ensure the smoothest possible transition into the game engine. By following this comprehensive diagnostic protocol, you will restore full functionality to your installation and bypass the anti-cheat errors entirely. Don't forget to follow Teknobalta for more.